Hey guys, this is Joy back again with another video. Today's video, I wanted to talk about what happens when you leave a narcissistic abuse, when you leave a narcissistic relationship. So, man, for me personally, okay, so the first situation that I had, I remember like I cried for like 6 months straight, and I know that they're probably watching this and they may be getting narcissistic supply, but I don't care at this point. Like I said, I want to put the message out there. And also, you guys, please make sure that you like and subscribe to my channel. And the website is coming shortly. I think I have a name for it, but it's still in the works, so I'll keep you guys posted on that. But yeah, so the first person, like I was kind of seeing him off and on for like 3 or 4 years or so. And after I left or he discarded me, whatever. I remember I cried for 6 months straight. I was depressed. I couldn't really, like, I was able to function, but I felt like I was kind of like a robot. And I remember I was doing the Wake Up Now company, and I literally, after like all that happened, whatever like corresponded, everything happened. I stopped doing Wake Up Now. I stopped posting online, and a lot of the my team members, they saw that, they was like, "Hey, Joy, like what's going on?" And I was so depressed. I couldn't believe like what happened, like after all of that, like you just discarded me like I'm an object, So yeah, it was really painful. I just couldn't believe somebody that so-called, they'd said that they was looking for someone like me, that they would go off and with someone else. I couldn't believe it. And yeah, it did a lot of damage to like my self-esteem, my self-worth. And I'm not gonna lie, I feel like I am recovering being a codependent. And I think a lot of people, you're kind of born being a codependent, because it's like when you're a child, you're depending on your parents for everything, for food, for shelter, for attention, for affection. You need your parents, like you are a codependent. And it's like, if no one ever teaches you how to be independent, then you kind of grow up and you still are codependent. But it's when you become an adult, you're like codependent on another human being to be happy, to live your life, to be fulfilled. Like it's crazy. It's like an addiction. And a lot of narcissists are addicted to their victims, and victims are addicted to the narcissists. But yeah, I remember I would get my teeth cleaned like every 6 months, and I remember I went to the dentist because I had like a sore inside of my jaw. And when I went to the dentist, because my inside my jaw was hurting really, really, really bad, and I had got my wisdom teeth pulled out. This was like years ago because I have big teeth. But um I think I had been grinding on my teeth, and that was because of the narcissistic abuse and like what happened, and like I was still trying to process everything in my mind. It was all over the place. But like when you're asleep, your mind doesn't shut off. So I was literally like grinding my teeth, and all that pressure on my teeth, just like constantly grinding, it was like pain in my jaw. I think it was on the left side, I believe. And yeah, that's what they told me. They was like, "Oh, you're stressed out." They're like, "Did you just go through like a breakup or something?" Or it was crazy. And I literally had to buy like a mouth guard to stop myself from grinding at night. And that happened, and that was like, I forgot how long that lasted. That was for like maybe 2 or 3 weeks or something like that. It took it a while for it to heal, but it finally did. And yeah, I had psychotherapy with this girl. I did that for a year, and that was, well, actually no, that was for a couple of months. I want to say that was for 6 months. She was cool. I remember like when I first had a session with her, and I was telling her everything, and I didn't really feel like connected with her like that. I felt like the way that she looked at me, it was more so like she didn't care. And I know a lot of psychotherapists they had to be detached. But the way that she was looking at me, it was just like no emotion, gray rock, like nothing. So, but as the more meetings that I had with her, the more I felt like we connected. Hold on, you guys, 1 second. Let me see. I just wanted to throw something away really quickly. But yeah, so I was basically telling her like what happened with the relationship, and also I was telling her about the traumatic experience of my brother being murdered at a young age, and me never really feeling like I had a family. So that would be for another video. But yeah, so that happened with the first guy. And I remember like I would get like random people calling me on my phone like from different numbers. Like I remember one time someone called and was like, "Oh, do you know so and so?" And I was like, "Yeah." And they're like, "Oh, well, he wants you to contact him or something." Like he literally had somebody else contact me and say to contact him. So it's just like they're nuts, you know. So and like he had one of his friends like my Facebook post, or I think poke me, or you know that option where you could poke somebody. Like it was just really crazy. And I knew he was cyber stalking me and probably is watching this video now. But again, I mean I can't help that. But so that was that with the first guy. And then the second guy, this was when I was like, oh my God, like what is God trying to show me, or what is God trying to tell me? How can I never ever do this again in my life? Like I am done with these type of guys. Because and I also thought like, what is it about me that keeps attracting these type of guys? Like what is it? And I'll get to that in a minute, but let's talk about like what happened with the second guy. This was actually really scary. This has never happened to me. So after the second guy, I literally was having night terrors. I never had a night terror in my life. I know you know you have like nightmares when you're like a kid, but a night terror is like something crazy. Like I literally felt like my chest was on fire. Um, I saw like crazy like characters with like fire and like weird eyes, big bubbly poppy eyes, and the teeth was weird, like vampire teeth, just crazy. And then I was nauseated. I had threw up. I was just physically sick. I was sick for like 2 weeks. Um, I was kind of depressed, and I wasn't. Like I didn't get a lot of sleep. I would stay up and I would try to like figure out like what did I do, like something is wrong. And I actually ended up moving out, not necessarily because of him, but I just couldn't live where I lived before just because of what had happened. Like I didn't want to like have that as a memory, because he was like literally like staying with me, and he left his things at my place. I had asked him to come and get it, but he didn't care, you know. So so that was that. And I don't make this video, I'm not making this video because I want you guys to feel sorry for me. I'm making it because I want you guys to see like some of the things that you may go through when you do when the narcissist either discards you or if you escape. Because you literally are a victim when you're dating a narcissist. Like they treat you like a puppet or like a slave. Like they own you. That's what they think in their mind. Even if you still don't talk to them for years, like they think that they own you. So yeah, that was that. And like the last guy, like I said, when all those things was happening to me, I mean, it was crazy. Like I couldn't believe it. And the second guy, like I know sometimes like little things would like scare me. Like I would have like a crazy reaction. And with the second guy, I remember what, like I said, I think I mentioned this in another video, but what made me like realize like something was wrong was when he yelled at me, and or he raised his voice. And I was thinking like I didn't do anything for him to raise his voice at me, you know what I mean? Like it was crazy. And yeah, it's really unbelievable how they are. And then I started getting like weird numbers calling me, and had someone texting me. Like, I didn't respond to the person, but they're constantly texting me. So I'm like, I don't know if he's having someone else do it, or like, it's really, really crazy. So you have to go no contact, you know, no stalking their Instagram, no stalking their Facebook. And as I'm telling you guys this, I'm doing that myself. Like, none of that. No checking up on what they're doing. No checking up on the new supply. No need to compare. I mean, a lot of narcissistic narcissistic abuse victims and the survivors. A lot of us are empaths. We're very kind. We're compassionate. We're understanding and really good people. And narcissists know that. That's why they target us, you know, because a regular person wouldn't put up with that. Only an empath would, you know, or a codependent. So, yeah, those are things to look out for. And one of the things that kind of helped me get through it was doing research on narcissistic abuse, spending time with family and friends. Um, but I'm gonna make another video about that at another time. But and also you know, getting a hobby, focusing on something else besides like what happened to me, you know. And yeah, and I'm still getting through it. I'm not fully healed, but um yeah, those are the things that you can expect when you leave a narcissist or they discard you. So thanks guys for watching the video. Please be sure that you like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.